Today, we're going to talk about what are the benefits of a private health insurance plan over a government plan. Is marketplace insurance just not cutting it for you? Are you looking for more flexibility, more affordability, and more quality when it comes to your healthcare? One of the advantages of having private insurance over marketplace is going to be the access. And what I mean by access is the network. So on the marketplace, you've got these limited networks, HMO, PPO. They tell you who you can go to. You've got to get referrals a lot of times to see specialists. And so it can be a little bit frustrating. Whereas on the private side, especially if you've got a PPO, which a lot of them are, you can go directly to specialists and you don't have to go to a primary care physician if you know that you have a stomach issue and need to go to the gastroenterologist. For example, you can go directly to that specialist. You save time and you also save money without having to pay two different copays for one condition. The other advantage is that when you have a PPO on the private market, you're going to likely get out-of-network benefits paid to you and not just be covered when you're in the network like on the marketplace. On the marketplace, if you are out of network, in most cases, it's like having no insurance at all, like you're not covered. Whereas with the PPO on the private market, you're going to have access to PPO benefits, which are also out of network benefits. So if you choose to go to a doctor that does not take insurance, like a functional medicine doctor, or if you're just really out of the network, which is kind of hard to do on some of these big network plans like United and Aetna and things like that, you're still gonna get some coverage. So you may have to pay a little bit more out of pocket, but you at least have choice. Next is underwritten plans. So underwritten plans on the private market are going to take your health into consideration. So if you're young and healthy, what I mean by young is I'm not like in your 20s. I mean, it's all based on age. So obviously the more expensive the plan, typically the older you're gonna be. So the prices for younger people, they're just less of a risk to the insurance company, let's face it. But when you're older, you're a little bit more likely to get sick and have claims. And so your price might be a little bit more expensive. But overall, they take your health into consideration. Not everybody can get onto these plans, and not everybody gets approved. And so what that does is being in that pool of insured people that are healthy, less likely to have claims, it keeps the insurance monthly premiums down for everybody in that group. And so you'll save so much money over time. So another gripe about the marketplace is when people have to deal with disclosing their income, their household income, to try to determine if they qualify for some government help to help them toward that plan. And I've heard so many of these stories where people's income fluctuates during the year, and then the plan that they thought cost X amount now costs way more, and now they just can't afford it, and it wasn't that great to begin with. And so with private insurance, it doesn't take your income into consideration. If you're healthy enough to get qualified for one of those plans and you can pass the underwriting for whatever that plan is, they don't care about your income. It's the same rate whether you make a lot of money or whether you make a little bit less money. And it's going to be affordable because, again, it's in the specialized subset of the population. Another benefit specifically for these underwritten plans is that there are some that are long-term plans, meaning that they are guaranteed renewable until you're 65 and can get onto the Medicare system. And why would that be important to you? Well, if you're young and healthy now, that's wonderful. But what if you start to be in your 30s, 40s, and maybe start to have some issues, medical issues, and then at that point you're like, hey, maybe I need something that's more long-term, and I don't want to have be in the position where I'm denied insurance or denied good insurance. And so why you should get underwritten when you're young and healthy is because then you can have the plan long-term. So even if you come down with some kind of a chronic condition while you're on the insurance, they're not gonna kick you off because remember I said guaranteed renewable, but you wanna make sure that you enroll before you have a pre-existing condition. So we talked about network a little bit in that they pay out of network benefits so that you'll have an option to choose in or out of network. But really what network is about is access to the best doctors and hospitals. And so some plans even give you a nationwide PPO network. And what does that mean? It means that you can travel to different states and get the same coverage in every single state. The marketplace is not like that. Some plans on the marketplace will only cover you for emergencies if you're outside of the network or outside of the state, and some won't cover you at all. It's like not having insurance. But with the network, having a big network also will give you these PPO discounts, and you're gonna end up paying a lot less over time and have access to the right providers, those that are the best, that are going to be able to help you when you really need them the most. So another benefit would be that you are not subject to a yearly renewal every single year on some of these private PPO underwritten plans. You're going to be approved, and then once you're underwritten, your rate may go up until, like, especially for the one I talked about, that you can have until you're 65, right? Your rate will go up, but it's not gonna go up as much as if you had a plan on the marketplace where you had to renew every single year, because the insurance company on this end, they accepted you, and now your rate is not gonna go up because you're insured with a group of people who are healthy and less likely to have claims. So it keeps the pool of insureds rates down when you compare it to the marketplace. And the other thing that I love about it is that it truly gives you the control, and it puts you in the driver's seat when it comes to your health in some other ways too. Like if you have an insurance through your job and you depend on a job and on a certain employment situation to be covered by insurance, you're always going to be dependent on that job or on another job, right? Where this kind of insurance on the private, it's underwritten to you and you take it with you. So you can be self-employed, you can be employed, you can go be an independent contractor. You can do so much more with your life, and you don't have to be tied down to any specific job just to get health insurance. So these are just some of the benefits. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased toward these plans. I have one myself for my family, and I actually have one that I recently upgraded to a different plan with the same company because my needs started to change and I really wanted to, make the transition to long term. And so I've gotten that flexibility with these plans, which is something that I love. I don't like to feel like I'm caged in or locked in. And so if this resonates with you, if you want that flexibility and you're looking for another option and want to learn more about these types of plans, I would love to help you and your family. You can connect with me at alexthehealthagent.com, and make sure to follow me on Instagram because I have a lot of other videos like this one that can really help you on, some terms, some lingos, just to try to navigate the confusing world of healthcare. I try to make it fun and light and easy. And if you like this particular video, I would love it if you shared it, and please like, subscribe, and comment.